Yes, buddy, the Leafs won. Wait, does that mean victory, puppies? Yes, oh, I miss you. I miss you so much. I miss you so much. Yeah, Charlie, yeah, we got the Stanley Cup here. You get it first, buddy. You're old. You get it first. Happy. This team is no longer ruining my life for today. Oh, I've been waiting a long time for this. Leafs! Wait. Okay, we're good. Leafs win! 4-3 over the Ottawa Senators right into my veins! I hear you judging me outside the door, Mrs. Dangle, and I will have none of it. My hockey team won last night. You knew what you were signing up for. Oh, I needed that. The fashion in which you delivered that win was suspect! Let's call it suspect, but thank you in the end. This game was a hurricane of emotion. Let's go through all of it. Leafs start out looking great. They were kicking the Senators up and down the ice. They're out chancing them, out shooting them. Okay, they just hit the goalpost, but it's fine. It didn't go in. The Leafs' first goal was a beautiful combination of the big things and the small things working together. William Nylander at the face-off with Zach Smith. It's a 50-50 face-off. Smith sort of wins it, but not really. Hyman gets in there, retrieves the puck, sends it back to the point, and now the Leafs are off to the races. Gardner puts it on. It's kind of loose in front. Matthews has it. What's he going to do? Through the legs, of course. He's Austin Matthews. He can do whatever he wants. Hyman bangs it in, his 8th of the season, and the Leafs are up 1-0. You remember that play for the special pass Austin Matthews was able to make? And I mean, he's fighting off Erik Karlsson while he's doing it. But that play begins and ends with Zach Hyman doing work. Oh, here we go, Steve, with your Hyman excuses again. All right, when this game was all said and done, Zach Hyman had 25 points. Gardner, Marleau, and Bozak have 24 apiece. And by the night's end, Hyman tied Nazem Kadri, who did get a point in this game, with 25 points on the season. There are things to criticize about this team. They're not perfect. There are lineup decisions that drive me bonkers. But if you're still whining about Hyman being on that line, I'm not sure you've been paying attention. Leafs head to the second period up 1-0. Oh my goodness, the Leafs outshot the Sens 12-4. The Sens took a penalty. The Leafs did not. The Leafs scored. The Sens did not. What is not to like? Brings us to the second period, where despite the Leafs outshooting the Sens 12-8, there was a little bit of everything to complain about. Leafs do take a penalty. Shoot. Oh crap, I mean, don't you know? Karlsson beats Freddie Anderson, who doesn't really move on the play. Hey Freddie, what are you doing there? You were complaining, what are you doing? Roman Polak has his stick shoved in Freddie's pads. The game's now tied. Now, I don't remember who tweeted this at me, and it's buried in my mentions, so I'm sorry. But let's be honest here, that was an oops-a-daisy play for Polak. We can't rip on him that much for that. But as the tweeter put it so eloquently, boy, does he sure seem to have a lot of oopsie-daisies. This isn't a vendetta against Roman Polak either. I'm so tired of people saying that. Mitch Marner has had a dog pile of a couple games, well, before this one anyway, and I criticized him for it. I love the Leafs, I want them to win, and when they don't, it ruins my day. Anyone who gets in the way of that at all is gonna dry my ire on occasion. It is not a vendetta against Roman Polak, it is a vendetta against mediocrity. We need better. 4 minutes later, we get worse. In the offensive zone, William Nylander, he's right beside Mike Hoffman. Nylander falls down, Hoffman takes off, as the Sens do, and Nylander is never really able to catch up. I would have liked to see more effort, to be honest. Sens are coming in threes, Hyman's there, Gardner's there, Hainsey's there. They all see their men and give Hoffman credit for his burst of speed, but Hainsey doesn't even see that he's there until the puck is on his stick. He's a Leafs killer and a sniper, snipes, and it's now 2-1 Sens. Like that, the lead is not only evaporated, it is switched. How could this possibly get worse? Glad you asked. On to goal number 3 for the Sens. Borgman drills Zach Smith, and it's interference. Had Smith had the puck, I think it would have been a clean hit. But he did not. I don't think Borgman had the most malicious intent there. He thought Smith was going to get the puck. I think Smith thought he was going to get the puck. He just didn't get it. Don't whine that it's a clean hit. It wasn't. That's 2 minutes for interference. Ryan Dzingel comes in, drops his gloves, and just starts punching Andreas Borgman. The final penalties are Borgman 2 for interference. Yep, totally. That's fine. And Dzingel 2 for roughing and 2 for roughing. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 for roughing. Roughing though? Like roughing? That's roughing? I mean, the Leafs got a power play, so I can't really complain. I just think it's weird that it's 4 minutes when you're punching someone who's turtling, but 5 minutes when you're punching someone who is also punching you. Anyway, Leafs power play. Advantage Leafs. Here we go. Here's how they tie the game. All right, the Sens take it down to the Leafs zone, but that's no problem. The Leafs have tons of numbers. And then the secondary unit gets on. They allowed a shorthanded goal last game. Freddie kind of throwing subliminal shots their way. They better perform well. Gardner goes in the corner with Zach Smith. Smith, by the way, got trucked, and that led to this whole sequence of events. Good for him for being on the ice. Mitch Marner goes in there for the double team. The Leafs have 5 guys. The Sens have 4. That's good. Bozak, who does a shoulder check to see if someone is there, and there very is, and he goes in anyway. Smith gets the puck to apparent Leaf killer Tom Pyatt. He scores on Freddie Anderson. The Sens score 3 straight, and it's 3-1 now. The first goal, bit of an oopsie-daisy. Okay, fine. The second goal, I would have appreciated more awareness. I would have appreciated more effort, but ultimately, it started with an oopsie-daisy. This third goal, Bozy. what is it you would say you do here? Another goal against for the Leafs, another goal against this power play unit. The Leafs are losing by 2 goals, and they're going to lose another one. And in front of a paying home crowd, too. What? I'm shooting a video. It wasn't. So I go into full panic mode. During intermission, Mrs. Dangle tweeted that I hadn't spoken to her for about 15 minutes, and I'm surprised it was only 15 minutes. I was going on a Twitter tirade, and here, I'll let you in on it because I think I had some good ideas. Here we go. Number 1, playoffs? Probably, so cool. Number 2, cup? LOL, no, you stink, so stop. 3, trade Bozak, call up and insert Altonen. If he's good, great. If he stinks, who cares? Wait for the summer. Number 5, Hyman, Matthews, Nylander, Marleau, Kadri, Marner, JVR, Altonen, Brown, Martin, Gauthier, Komarov. Number 5, make Polak captain. Why not? I know I put 5 twice, so shut up for a second. Marleau, Kadri, Komarov has looked okay tonight. Overall, it's silly that they're the shutdown line. They scored 27, 32, and 14 goals respectively. 73 last season. I should have put last season as well. Marner has played with JVR and Bozak or the 4th line his whole pro career. He has defensive blemishes? You don't say! Stick his creativity with 2 dynamic, responsible goal scorers in Marleau and Kadri and grab some popcorn. Offer a Bozak for Ian Cole and see how far it is from working. Tell Cole he doesn't have to try to make the Leafs defense great again because it was never great to begin with. Look, I know Riley was out, okay? And I know they ended up coming away with the win after this. And honestly, it's not even anything against Komarov. I thought that line had an excellent game in this one. As a matter of fact, they were on the ice for the game-winning goal. But Marleau, Kadri, Marner? How don't you do that just to see? We've been yelling and screaming about Komarov, but it's Babcock's decision to play him as much as he's been playing him. It's also Babcock's decision that this is for some reason the shutdown line. The way that line has looked, at least before this game, it's like your buddy. Your buddy got this brand new $500 pair of skates. We're talking like NHL quality. It's sick. And you go skating with your buddy. Maybe you go to the public rink, or maybe you rent some, maybe you play shinny, whatever. But every time your buddy walks from the bench to the ice or from the locker room to the ice and back again, he walks on the cement! And you're looking at it going, those are really nice looking skates. Why are you using them that way? Oh my God, get off! But anyway, question of the game, I guess. What do you think of some of those thoughts? Because I still think they're good, but I think they're also a little bit different considering I wrote them when the Leafs were losing and they ended up winning. I don't think it matters that much. I think they're good regardless. So supposedly Patrick Marleau gave a speech to the team, a pep talk, before the 3rd period. And I like to think it went a little bit like this. All right, boys, I've had enough. This is really concerning. Do you see how concerned I look? You always look kind of concerned. Shut up, okay? All right. Austin. Yes to D. Be really good. That's my default setting to D. Good, that's good. Matt Martin. What are you calling me by my full name for? Shut up, you were the old guy on the team last year. I'm the old guy now. I need you to go out and get Mitch's Mountain Dew. Got it. All right, and lastly, you, guy in the suit. My name's Josh Levo, man. Sorry, I keep forgetting. My name's on my jersey. Yeah, well, you're not wearing that tonight, are you? Look, I need you to go out and get our secret weapon. The secret weapon? They only sell that in Toronto. Look at the crowd. We might as well be in the Toronto, Jeff. It's Josh. Where the hell do you think I'm even gonna get the ingredients? The arena's like 20 minutes from anything that matters. I'm not asking you if you can do it. I'm telling you to do it. All right, I'm on it. Thanks, Jack. All right, let's go out and do this, boys. Less than 3 minutes in, Hyman and Matthews buries it. 20th goal. Oh, baby, there's a little player on the Leafs ice and he appears to be chugging something green. And wow, now he's turned into a blue flash heading up the ice. Yeah, Mitch, drag him! His 6th of the season ties it up less than 5 minutes into the period. And still less than 9 minutes into the period, Gary returns from his assignment. It is Josh! The Leafs' secret weapon, Carrick's Fuel. This is not a paid advertisement, but when you score the game-winning goal, you get a freebie! Noted coffee lover Connor Carrick actually has his own coffee now at a place called The Simple Kitchen in Toronto. It's called Carrick's Fuel. It's got espresso, collagen, I don't even know what that tastes like, MCT oil, I don't know what that is either. Maca or matcha? I don't even know. I don't know what 3 of the first 4 ingredients are. Cocoa, turmeric, is that the bread? Anyway, sea salt, cinnamon, house-made cashew milk. What? Cashew milk. Cashew milk. Cashew milk. Doesn't matter how you say it, just pass him the freaking milk. Kadri gets the puck to Carrick at the point. That's it, guys! Oh, did that celebration remind me of the Connor Carrick that I've been telling you I will die on that hill for. The 2016 Calder Cup playoffs Connor Carrick. That actually kind of reminded me of Game 3 against Bridgeport. It's a game the Marlies should have been winning and they were getting their asses kicked 4-1 midway through the second. Connor Carrick had the lone Marlies goal, but after TJ Brennan scored to make it 4-2, Carrick scored his 2nd and 3rd of the game to get a hat trick and tie a game that the Marlies were once losing 4-1 before the end of of the second. Victor Love would score the game winner, and Zach Hyman would score the insurance marker. The Marlies sweep the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. Carrick had an assist on that Hyman goal and also on TJ Brennan's goal. You can understand why I was a little excited. And it was that shot from the point. Man, I wish Carrick used that more often. Now, the rest of the game wasn't without struggle, but the Leafs did limit the Sens to just 6 shots in the third. That was hard. Freddie almost mishandled it a couple times. But at the very end, Freddie grabs it, throws it to the side of the net. Leafs win. Freaking finally! I'm sure you've all heard the story about how the Leafs were about to hire Guy Boucher as their head coach, and then they ended up going with Mike Babcock instead at the last minute. Well, at very least in the head-to-head matchup between Boucher and Babcock, Boucher has made it a nightmare for the Leafs. So the Leafs needed this in more ways than one. They needed to get off the schneid. It was a huge comeback win for them, thank goodness. And they finally beat the Sens. Like, why has it been so hard? Sens fans, if I were you. Did you hear that Connor Carrick tangent I just went on? I got to know the Marlies pretty well when the Leafs were in last place. It made me feel a lot better. You should do the same thing with the Belleville Senators. Get aware. Like when Philip Chlapik was called up, I saw some people go, who the hell is that guy? What? He's a second round pick from 2015. He was one of Belleville's better players before he got called up. And if the Sens sell at the deadline, which it looks like they're going to do, that team is just going to get more players that you should be paying attention to. That's what I would do if I were you. Well, that and reacquiring Andrew Hammond. I don't know, screw it. You've already done it once, right? So the Leafs with a big win against a rival, emotional win, comeback win, and they finally get out of this little streak. Yes, they've played 3 more games than the Florida Panthers, but the Leafs are 13 points clear of Florida for the final playoff spot in the Atlantic. They're 13 points clear of the Habs, who have only played 1 less game than the Leafs. They're 14 points clear of Detroit, 18 points clear of the Sens, and the Sabres don't even bother. I just want the Leafs to believe in themselves and stop having these mental lapses and brain farts because you got it! Just don't get in your own way. Just a couple questions. This is a really long one. I'm uploading it late, but I might as well make it a long one if I'm going to be late. Explain Jake Gardiner. Friggin' you explain Jake Gardiner. Hey, if you're trying to score some goals, Jake Gardner's your guy. That's if you're a Leafs fan or a fan of the team that the Leafs are playing. No, look, you know what? We got to give more praise to Jake Gardiner because he was given a bigger assignment in this one. He was put in a Morgan Riley slot with Riley out of the lineup. And how did Gardiner respond? With 3 assists. He was on the ice for the shorty against, but that wasn't his fault. The big problem with Gardiner is you never really seen what you're going to get with him. If I remember correctly, back to Boston and also last year to Washington, when he gets into the playoffs, he locks it down a little bit. And I think giving him a bigger role in this one just made him that much more focused. Like Gardiner to me is the definition of a player who should be brilliant but often gets in his own way. When he doesn't get in his own way, he's difficult to stop. Do you think Austin Matthews should be given time on the PK? Honestly, I don't hate that idea. Maybe not right now, and Babcock seems to be very intentional with his ice time, but I was watching Oilers Canucks last night. Not that the Leafs should be modeling themselves after either of those teams. Connor McDavid was playing on the PK for the Oilers, and lo and behold, he stole the puck and he got a breakaway. I've been watching the highlights recently, and John Tavares, I think, got a shorthanded goal recently. Like, come on! I'd love to see what Austin Matthews can bring to the PK. The guy I don't understand why the Leafs have never tried on the penalty kill is Nazem Kadri. He's your shutdown center, right? And this last one's from Alex. I really like it. What's the difference between a real good player and a real good pro? Well, a real good player is the guy who gets out there and he gets the puck and he can do some things that make you just go, wow. And he just impresses you and he stick handles and you see a burst of speed and he can score goals, does all those things. You got the wow factor. That's a real good player. But a real good player might not have the same talent as a real good pro, but they come to the rink and they work and they show effort. And it's not just, sometimes it's not 30 games, it's not 40 games. You got to do it every single night, 82 games out of the year, plus the playoffs ideally. That's the difference between a real good player and a real good pro. So that is it for this one. Oh, I just wanted to take my time with that because it just feels so good to talk about the Leafs winning for a change. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. We're going to record a brand new Panago Pizza Steve Dangle podcast tonight. And I will see you next time when, hopefully the Leafs win again.